The ideal of Buddhahood, perfect enlightenment, traduction within Mahayana Buddhism. The concept of Buddhahood represents the pinnacle of spiritual realization, the highest goal toward which all Buddhist practice ultimately points. While early Buddhism emphasized personal liberation from suffering and the cycle of rebirth through the attainment of arhatship, Mahayana reimagined the ultimate aspiration of a practitioner as Buddhahood, a state of perfect enlightenment characterized not only by freedom from suffering but also by boundless compassion, wisdom, and skillful means dedicated to liberating all beings. This vision presents Buddhahood as both an ontological ideal, what one becomes, and an ethical mission, what one does for others. In this essay, we will explore the meaning of Buddhahood, its qualities and attributes, the Mahayana vision of perfect enlightenment, and its implications for both practitioners and the broader philosophy of liberation. By analyzing scriptural sources, doctrinal perspectives, and philosophical reflections, we will examine how the ideal of Buddhahood is not merely an abstract doctrine, but a transformative path shaping the very core of Buddhist identity, one defining Buddhahood. The term Buddha literally means the awakened one, while Siddhartha Gautama, the historical Buddha, is revered as the paradigmatic exemplar of this state. Mahayana tradition insists that Buddhahood is a universal potential inherent in all beings. To be a Buddha is to be fully awakened to the true nature of reality, the absence of inherent self-need, the interdependent arising of all phenomena, prat, tyasa motive, da, and the cessation of ignorance, avadi. However, unlike the arhat, who attains liberation for personal release, the Buddha embodies perfect compassion, karu, alongside perfect wisdom. Prajna, this union of wisdom and compassion is central. Wisdom perceives reality as it truly is, while compassion acts in the world to alleviate suffering. A Buddha thus represents the ideal culmination of both metaphysical realization and ethical responsiveness. 2. The attributes of Buddhahood. Mahayana texts describe Buddhahood through a rich, symbolic, and doctrinal vocabulary. Key attributes include omniscient wisdom, sarvagani. Buddha perceives reality without distortion, seeing all things as empty of independent existence, while simultaneously recognizing their interdependent functionality. Infinite compassion. Unlike limited compassion that extends only to loved ones or certain groups, the compassion of a Buddha is impartial and universal, embracing all sentient beings without distinction. Skillful means. Upkya. A Buddha employs countless methods, teachings, parables, even silence to guide beings according to their capacities. This principle ensures that the Dharma is accessible across cultures, times, and levels of understanding. The three bodies, Trikya doctrine. Dharmakaya, truth, body, ultimate reality, formless and transcendent. Sambhogakya, enjoyment body, the celestial, blissful form experienced by advanced practitioners. Nembhakya, emanation body, the historical appearance of Buddhas in the world. Like Kayumuni, together, these three dimensions express the fullness of Buddhahood as both transcendent and immanent. 3. Perfect enlightenment in Mahayana thought. In Mahayana philosophy, perfect enlightenment, anuttara samyak sabadhi, is not merely intellectual comprehension but the total transformation of consciousness. It entails the extinction of all afflictions, klesa, the perfection of virtues, pramits, and the realization of non-duality. Unlike gradual liberation that focuses primarily on the individual, perfect enlightenment envisions the inseparability of self and others. To awaken fully is to realize that one cannot be free while others remain bound in suffering. Thus, enlightenment is inherently relational and collective. This insight underpins the Bodhisattva ideal, the vow to delay personal nirvana until all beings are liberated. In Mabhyena, Buddhahood is therefore the ultimate fruition of the Bodhisattva's vow, complete awakening that simultaneously liberates the practitioner and enables them to liberate others. 4. The Bodhisattva path to Buddhahood. The road to Buddhahood is laid out in the Bodhisattva path, Bodhisattva Marga, often described in terms of the 6 perfections: promise, generosity, DNA, cultivating, selfless, giving without attachment, ethics, Allah, living with moral discipline that protects both self and others, patience, Kajenti, developing endurance, forgiveness, and compassion even amid harm, energy, Vriya, sustaining joyful effort in the pursuit of good, meditation, Dhyana, deepening concentration to transform the mind, wisdom, Prajna, realizing emptiness and interdependence. Some traditions expand these to include, for more skillful means, vows, power, and knowledge, creating 10 promises, which map out the progressive perfection leading toward Buddhahood. This path may take countless lifetimes, symbolizing the depth of commitment required to embody the ideal. 5. Philosophical dimensions of Buddhahood. Buddhahood as ontology, Mabhyena, metaphysics. Buddhahood is not merely a personal attainment, but reflects the true nature of reality itself. The Dharmakaya is sometimes equated with ultimate reality, suggesting that Buddhahood is the awakening to what has always been the case. Reality's emptiness and Luminosity. Buddhahood and Nyat. Nagarjuna's philosophy of emptiness asserts that all phenomena are devoid of inherent existence. Buddhahood, then, is the direct realization of emptiness, not as a nihilistic void, but as the open, interdependent ground that allows for compassion and wisdom. See Buddhahood and Tathagata, Buddha nature. Many Mabhyena texts propose that all beings possess Buddha nature, Tathagata, the inherent potential for awakening. This doctrine reassures practitioners that Buddhahood is not foreign but an unfolding of what is already within. 6. The ethical implications of Buddhahood. Because Buddhahood unites wisdom with compassion, it is not a withdrawal from the world but a full engagement with it. A Buddha embodies the highest ethical responsibility, acting tirelessly for the welfare of others. This has profound implications for practitioners. Striving toward Buddhahood means cultivating altruism, dismantling ego-centered perspectives, and participating in the liberation of all beings. The vision of perfect enlightenment thus serves as a moral compass guiding every action. 7. The ideal of Buddhahood. In practice, for ordinary practitioners, Buddhahood may seem distant, requiring vast eons of effort. Yet Mabhyena practice emphasizes that even incremental progress toward this ideal has transformative power. Meditation fosters insight into impermanence and non-self. Ethical conduct builds trust and reduces harm. Compassionate action nurtures a sense of interconnection. Each step, however small, aligns one with the qualities of Buddha. Some traditions, particularly Pure Land Buddhism, emphasize reliance on the compassionate vows of celestial Buddhas, suggesting that even those unable to perfect the path can aspire toward ultimate enlightenment through faith and devotion. 8. Symbolism of Buddhahood. Art, ritual, and literature often portray Buddhahood in symbolic forms. The radiant light of the Buddha, the lotus flower symbolizing purity amid samsara, or the infinite mandalas representing cosmic harmony. These symbols inspire practitioners, reminding them of the beauty and possibility of perfect enlightenment. 9. Critiques and interpretations. Scholars have debated whether the Mabhayina vision of Buddhahood is realistic or merely aspirational. Some argue that the infinite qualities attributed to a Buddha make the ideal unattainable. Others counter that this very transcendence ensures the enduring relevance of the ideal functioning as a guiding star that draws practitioners beyond complacency. In modern times, Buddhahood is often interpreted less as a supernatural state and more as a symbol of human potential, the flowering of wisdom and compassion in concrete ethical life. Conclusion. Buddhahood as perfect enlightenment. The ideal of Buddhahood in Mabhayina Buddhism represents more than personal liberation, is the realization of perfect enlightenment that harmonizes wisdom, compassion, and skillful means for the liberation of all beings. It is at once a metaphysical awakening to the true nature of reality and an ethical commitment to universal salvation. While the path may be long and arduous, the vision of Buddhahood provides both direction and inspiration. It affirms that liberation is not solitary but shared, not escape but engagement, not a negation of the world but its transfiguration through wisdom and love. Ultimately, to aspire to Buddhahood is to embrace the deepest potential of human existence, to awaken fully, to love boundlessly, and to serve selflessly. In this sense, the perfect enlightenment of Buddhahood remains the timeless heart of the Mabhayina Buddhist path.